the recording in progress. So yeah, hello everyone. Today we're gonna have an English speaking event with a pitch roasting with Aram, Aren, and Epic team. The startup called Contracta.AI. Some complicated stuff with legal, so would be really interested to dive deeply in what guys you are doing. So Aram, feel free. You're gonna have 3 minutes, and we are ready to listen.
Okay, let me know when to start, and yeah, we'll be happy to make it more clear regarding the legal stuff. Can I start now?
You can start. Yeah.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Aram, and today I will be representing our startup, an AI-powered contract management solution for corporate lawyers. But before all that, please meet Aren. Aren is one of our co-founders. But the important thing you need to know about him, that he is a lawyer and he hates what he does. Why, you might ask? Because being a lawyer is nothing like in the movies. All you do is routine administrative tasks, and sometimes you have weekends. Why sometimes? Because a staggering 40% of lawyers have reported to suffer from burnout. Understanding all this, we decided to change that. We did our customer research, identified the most hated task among corporate lawyers, and we solved it. Before, lawyers need to scroll through lengthy documents, contracts, and extract key details and information for archiving purposes. Now we have automated that, and they can immediately upload all the contracts at once and get all the results stored in the repository in just under a minute. But we didn't stop there. We decided to go further, and we created a repository where lawyers can talk to the contracts using plain natural language instead of using filters, which is a much more convenient approach. Why now, you might ask? Because a recent study from the University of Pennsylvania AI indicates that the legal world is highly exposed to NLP. 100% huge market, 235 billion in the global legal corporate market. 18.4 billion are the legal tech investments, and those are expected to rise 5 times in the coming 3 years. What is kind of the market we are going to target? We are specifically going to target the B2B tech companies with large corporate departments. Then we'll expand to in-house lawyers generally, and then our Asia Pacific overall. Where we stand against our competition, we are fully AI driven, meaning that we are trying to leverage a large language model to solve problems that were unsolvable previously. We're also targeting a niche market as opposed to our competitors like DocuSign, who are much more broader. What is our business model? It's really simple. 3 packages priced per number of lawyers and per number of contracts. Why us, you might ask? Because all of us have legal tech expertise. Shushan is our product designer. She is doing a product design and research at our startup. Aren is our legal engineer, which is a mix of an NLP developer, Python developer, and a lawyer. And I'm doing product management. I have expertise in marketing, sales, product management, and operations. To understand how customer-focused we are, here is a recent survey done by us on LinkedIn among corporate lawyers to decide on the name of our startup. As you see, 121 people voted to name it Contracta, which we gladly did. We are in the process of onboarding our first customer for whom we've created the POC and waiting for them to kind of get back to us. It's a 20,000 member company located over many countries. Vision for future, we are going to onboard the customer, our first customer soon, and we are looking to raise funding to accelerate this process. Thank you very much, and let us know if any questions.
Right, Aram, thanks a lot for the pitch. Looks like you have a heavy and really strong expertise and strong startup you're gonna build, yeah. But there are a lot of things that could be improved in a pitch, so I've made 8 notes, and we can go one by one. As I'm gonna be the only one who's gonna comment it, I think maybe, yeah, seems like I'm gonna be the only one. So we can make it not really strict feedback, like I'm just gonna talk and you're gonna just listen, and then you're gonna write some notes, and we can build it like a conversation. You can, answer or ask questions in the middle of my speech. Don't be shy to interrupt me. Yeah.
Yeah, it works perfectly fine. And yeah, please feel free to provide as many critique as possible. We are really looking for it.
Yeah. So let's start from the problem. You specify the problem of burnout, but then you bring on the table the solution that is not about burnout and etc. 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 Yeah, it's not really connected. And when you make some statements at the beginning, and the whole speech should be like logically built, like with the bridges. Yeah, the first statement, then bridge to the second statement, then bridge to another statement, and it should be connected. When you're stating the problem of burning out, logically flowing, I'm expecting to see some psychological stuff that's helping them to, like in-house psychologist guy in the team. And then you bring on the table another solution that is not connected with the burnout. So it would be really fine and great if you're going to talk about the problem you're really solving. And the problem you're really solving is probably the time or money. So if we're going to talk about the time, that's firstly the time that corporate lawyers are spending on working with some documents, maybe copy pasting them, maybe making some analysis, etc. Whatever they're doing. I don't know, to be honest, what they're doing, but looks like they're doing something with these documents. And you interrupting in this customer journey map and bring in some revolution. So they let's say invested 1 hour a day reading these papers, and you bring the solution when they can just upload their contract in your system, and then everything is on their table. Yeah. So this looks like a problem solution. I mean, the solution to the problem that should be stated. But if you're talking about corporate lawyers in general, looks like there are a lot of different segments of these lawyers. And some of lawyers feels that problem, some of them do not. And the question is which segment you are focusing on, because then when we're going to go to the market, lately, that will be a pain point, not a red flag, but at least yellow flag. Looks like you are not really, at least showing us as your audience which segment you are focusing on, because the whole thesis in the deck is like we focusing on every corporate lawyer in let's say US. I've seen that you are focusing on the US market, and looks like this is not really true. And I'm not sure if how they are like separated and split by levels in different type of verticals and stages and levels, let's say level A, level 2, level 3, or tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Yeah, they're like differently built. And problems for these different stages are different. So the best route of startup, especially pre-seed, the first steps for the startup, is to focus on one exact problem of one exact target audience solution, target audience, and bring solution to them, and then expand. Then you like add in second one, third one, and then you like unicorn. But when you like focusing on building solutions for everyone, doing everything, looks like you're going to be not focused in one solution, and the quality going to be not really good. So the first comment is focus on the problem you're really solving, focus on the segment you're really solving, and bring the statement. You bring the impression in 5-10 seconds when you're on the stage. And when you're like building these unspecific statements, the impression is downgraded. So then you started to talk about who is in your team. That's cool, maybe, but would be really better if you're gonna connect the problem with solution, because like this is the most connected things in your startup. And when you stating the problem, then you go into the solution, and you are not like interrupting the flow of your speech. But you haven't, and you've told about the team, and then why now, I think. Or maybe why now was after the solution. But all right. The comment is not about the solution. You described the solution really cool. It wasn't overcrowded. Yeah, you wasn't focusing on it like for 30 seconds. That's the right way, because investors are not investing in products. They're investing in markets. They're investing in team. They invest in interaction, in results, with whatever they invest in, but not in the product. So product should be stated like you've done. That was good. But when you're talking about why now, that would be better to describe from the business side. Yeah, while you're pitching the business, while you're pitching future business, you should talk about the trends in business. Let's say this market is really investable at the moment, yeah, and a lot of investors are focusing on this market. It's growing 3 times a year, yeah, or in 5 years. You said this is what should be said in why now. The business is why now, not the solution right now, not the customers, maybe right now, the businesses right now. So yeah, focus on this. So maybe the value, the volume of startups and the whole amount of startups in the market is growing like day by day or something like that. But a little bit focus should be changed, I think. Then you said about the market, and this is probably the most yellow flag you've pronounced in the pitch. Firstly, maybe you can show the deck with the market, so we can like talk more specifically about the market. So, firstly, you have small market. That's a problem because you're, yeah.
Just a second.
So from the feedback of investors we are communicating with and working with, the benchmark of the market that is like 5 out of 5 or 10 out of 10 is when you have 10% growth rate for your market.
So
some issues.
The correct one.
Yeah, some issues with that. So yeah, your not this one, I think.
Just a second. I think it was on full screen. Yeah. Can you see it?
I see your chat in Teams.
Okay, just a second.
Yeah, so going back to the market, should be really understandable. First of all, yeah, now I see. Let's go to the market.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, your sum should be around 1.5 billion. This is like a benchmark from investors we are working with. Should be growing 10% year by year. CAGR metric. So would be great if you're gonna find out if there is if it's possible to calculate the market that way. Then looks like your market calculation is top bottom. It would be great if you're gonna calculate it bottom up. Because you just calculated the amount of mid-sized companies. Are they your main focus? Because when you're going to talk about business model, we're going to see 3 different business models. And 3 different business models looks like you are focusing on 3 different strategies. As an early stage investor, I'm not really satisfied when the startup focusing on 3 different strategies. That means they are not going to be performing 100% on each of them, because they're going to be defocused and splitting their power. And that's in general. Yeah.
Sorry, can you please specify that? Since what do you mean by 3 markets? Because
yeah, you can open the business model.
So just to understand business model, just this one.
Yeah. So as we can see enterprise, corporate, individual, which means your go-to-market strategy probably will be oriented both on individual, enterprise, and corporate. What is the difference between corporate and enterprise? I'm not from the inside of the market. Yeah, I'm not a corporate lawyer, and probably you're gonna pitch not only for the guys who are really deeply in legal. So the difference between corporate and enterprise, because in tech, in software, mostly it's like same statement, yeah, same idea, enterprise and corporate. Yeah, I see, like 1,500 lawyers. Yeah, but the whole idea is that if you're gonna focus on three different ICP, yeah, ideal client persona or profile, that means you're gonna have three different market strategies, go-to-market strategies. You're gonna be oriented on individuals, then corporate, then you're gonna have a B2B sales team. They're gonna focus on enterprise. You're gonna onboard differently all of them. They're gonna have different problems. They're gonna have different solutions. You have to onboard the tech team. They're gonna support each of your clients. Requests gonna be different. Problems gonna be different. You're gonna see that individuals are giving you as much money as enterprise are giving you. So you are not really going to be the choice between focusing on problems of individual clients and enterprise clients is going to be like same, and you have to choose. And this choice is going to be not really easy for you. It looks like you're just focusing on different target audiences, trying to solve different problems, not really specific your market and your segment. Not really clear how fast your segment is growing. Is it big enough to be invested, to be to please the investor to be your partner, let's say, yeah.
Sorry, but by saying it's growing, yeah, sorry for interrupting. By saying it's growing the market, so do you mean the tech market of that industry or the market of that industry in general?
Your segment. So let's say, go back to the market.
Okay.
So yeah, you see your SAM, yeah. SAM as a benchmark from your US market is about 1.2, 1.8 billions. And it should be growing 10% a year by year.
Okay, but if it's just lawyers, I mean, how they are going to grow with that kind of amount of kind of frequency? It's just people that work in legal departments. So should we assume that like corporate legal department is going to grow 10% per year? So that's the thing, because this market is not growing like that.
Yeah, it would be perfect if it's going to be like that. Because when the market is still, let's say still, or it's growing not really quickly, that means you are not having a lot of horizon to go and to obtain with less competition. So that means that the whole space of the market is still, and it's already filled by someone. That means you have to fight with someone for the audience, not to get the growing audience that gonna be there in 1 year, in 2 years, in 3 years. That means your competition gonna be like a
but
heavy fight.
Yeah, I got it. But maybe it was not really clear from our pitch. We focus on disruptive innovation. So with disruptive innovation, you have an S curve when the market has reached their maturity and there is a new technology coming in. And this is the new technology. So basically large language models, which will reshape the market. So in that sense, the competition of the market becomes irrelevant because even the existing players, they are with the same footed with the same pairs with us, since they need to innovate with the same large language model. So it's not entering a competitive market, but rather disrupting the market with new technology. Basically, everyone is equal. Maybe we are even in a better position because we are focused on innovation, whereas the existing market is focused on kind of both exploiting their existing capabilities and kind of exploring, kind of innovating. So that's the strategy maybe it was not really clear, but that's the strategy we pursue. And we are looking to get the predominant design in that market. So basically, still, there are many entrants, but soon the market, the S curve will take off. So we are looking into getting to that market as fast as possible to get the predominant design. And in that sense, competition becomes irrelevant.
All right, that's a point, but that will lead you to a lot of debates with investors that are going to be like,
yeah, for sure.
let's say, just oriented on some classical stuff like market should be growing, that's a benchmark. That's not like, it's not my thought. It's just a feedback from real investors
Sure.
we are working with and getting investments to our startups. So be ready to debate. And if you felt, yeah, that you haven't really focused on bringing this message to the pitch, that means you should at least. And this is like a heavy statement, and should be like defeated when you're gonna have Q&As, when you're gonna be like with some pessimist investors on board. Yeah, so this is like an issue. All right.
Yeah, we'll make it clear. Thank you.
Yeah. And what's going to help you is focusing on one business model, focusing on one ICP, focusing on having strict go-to-market strategy. So let's say what is pre-seed startup? Pre-seed startup is there is a hole in the market, a problem in the market. We bring in like easy solution that we've done in couple of weeks, couple of months. We bring in this solution to this hole, and we're scaling it. So we understand the economics of scaling. Let's say our acquisition cost is $100. Our LTV is $1,000, and we need, let's say, and we need $1 million to invest to scale this economics because we already understand it, and we understand that we have not to split this. Check. Yes,
Yeah,
sorry.
you're back there.
My Wi-Fi shut down. All right. So we understand that we have not to split this 1 million to 15 different funnels, and we're going to test what is going to work or what is not going to work. We already understand where this million should be invested. We understand the potential of the market. We understand which ICP we're focusing on, which problem we're working on, how long is our deal distance, let's say, yeah, how fast we can bring the money on in our bank account, how fast we can reach our potential clients, how long we should negotiate with them, and we understand the whole points in our business model, and that's how we're gonna scale. While listening to the speech, me personally, I haven't heard about acquisition cost, haven't heard about the distance of the deal, haven't heard about the length of negotiations, haven't heard about focus of your focus in general. Haven't heard about.
Sorry, can we maybe go one by one? What do you mean by acquisition cost? Just like to make sure that we understand.
Acquisition cost, customer acquisition cost. So let's say you're gonna have 100 customers, and onboarding these customers, you have to reach them, you have to bring the message to them, you have to negotiate with them, you have to make the deal with them, you have to find out who is taking the decision. That's the long distance. And
sure, but where would you kind of recommend us putting these numbers?
Right here.
Because this is basically our plans, not like the business model is not only this slide, but rather the slides in general. So, so it's
all right. You have space and fraction as well, so you can put it here. That would be better because you can compare what are you earning with what are you investing to get the customer. So let's say your monthly plan is average or median, let's say 100,000. Oh, I mean 1,000. And your acquisition costs, let's say 10,000 for the sales, for reaching out, for bringing the sales to bringing a salesperson to the somewhere he gonna find out your client or something. It's gonna be like filled with some actions, yeah. And these actions cost you, let's say, 10,000, and your potential client brings you a lifetime 100K. And then you can compare that our acquisition cost is 10K, our lifetime value from the client is 100K. So we have 10 access, and we just boosting it. Yeah, we're just taking $100K, investing it in our funnel. We're taking our salesperson to some events, to somewhere, I don't know, in LinkedIn, or I don't know how you're gonna find out your clients, how you're gonna find them, I mean. And this is what we're asking from our investor. When you're not talking about acquisition cost, that means you're saying, all right, we're gonna have $100 a month subscription for individuals. Let's imagine this is your main focus. $100 a month for your customer, but then when you're going to go to the market and you're going to test and you're going to invest the money you're going to onboard from the investor, and you're going to drop it in paying ads, or you're going to drop it in partnership program, you're going to drop it in content marketing, in SEO, I don't know where, and you're going to find out that the acquisition cost to get the client to your system till the moment you're going to pay costs you, let's say, $1,000, and he gives you back 6 months of subscription. That is around 600K.
Yeah. But just from your experience, so isn't it the case that you put it in financial projections, all these numbers and how you're going to make profit rather than on the slides, just from your experience with kind of investors? Because usually when I don't know, you go for pitching sessions, so they ask for financial projections. And there you need to kind of provide these numbers. So how much cost you are going to pay, what's the kind of subscription price, and how much profit you want to get. So I'm just kind of confused whether we should put it here or should we put it there. So what's the kind of best approach?
All right. So the most interesting stuff for investor is exactly two metrics: acquisition cost, lifetime value. What is in your pockets? I mean, what you're charging for your clients? 100K, 200K, 1 million, 100K, 1 billion. That means nothing, because it's not understandable how long your client going to be on the board, how much have you paid. So, to my mind, you can just put SaaS instead of these tables, instead of charging the different kind of cash. You can just put four letters. SaaS, SaaS model. Our business model is SaaS. Yeah, this is pretty clear. And the most interesting stuff is how much your customer costs you and how much he gives you. So to my mind, I would like to delete everything here, put only our business model is SaaS, and our acquisition cost for the client is, let's say, $50, and his lifetime value is $500. This is what is interesting. This is your business.
And does it apply also to kind of pre-seed, seed startups? Doesn't matter.
Yeah, pre-seed, seed is, yeah. When you're gonna be on Series A, anyway, you're gonna have bigger documents with different ICPs. You're gonna have different ICP. You're gonna have a huge story of your deals and different funnels, and they're gonna all be different, and you're gonna specify all of them. In the pitch deck, you're still gonna have only acquisition cost, I think, and LTV, because this slide should be in your landing page. Yeah, this is interesting for your clients, what they're gonna pay for you, but not for investor. He is not your client. He's not gonna buy you, probably. Maybe he will if you're gonna pitch to some lawyer company, but not sure if you're gonna do it.
Thank you.
Yeah, so the main idea is 3 different models means 3 different strategies. 3 different strategies means that you're not going to be focused on 100% on each of them. That would be great if you're going to be focused on 100% at least for the one of them, and it should be like your main one. So it's just a general comment. Yeah, you cannot even talk about it because it's not really interesting. Which amount of lawyers you're going to have in your ICP, you can just state it in your problem, because you've said about in the problem that some of them are burning out, but if you're going to go deeply, they're just spending a lot of time on some shit work that they should not be focused on, and we're bringing them solution to have more time on interesting tasks. That means they're not going to be burnout. But the problem is not the burning out. The problem is that they're focusing on some shit work. Yeah, that should not be focused. And when you're going to specify this problem at the very beginning, it's not really interested in a business model because you already specified it in the very beginning, yeah? Because you've said about the segment, and then you said it in the market as well. So it should be clear already. There is no need to talk about it. But instead of this business model, you should talk about your go-to-market strategy, especially for SaaS startups. What channels you're going to use, how you're going to find your clients. Yeah, you're saying that your addressable market is 50 million, yeah, or something like that. Not really a big market. So if you're stating that you're going to reach them, that means you have answers on question how you're going to reach them. We're going to reach them with cold outreach in LinkedIn. This is our one of main channels of acquisition on marketing strategy. So you can just put a new slide that called go-to-market strategy, and you're gonna have like, let's say, 4 main theses. First one, cold outreach in LinkedIn, email, or wherever you can reach them, yeah, wherever you can find them. Then you can have content marketing, because they all reading some newspapers, they already are reading some they watching YouTube, they watching TikTok, they watching a lot of stuff. Yeah, and you interrupting in these channels of getting information for this for your potential clients. Yeah, and you bring in your value, your hooks, your content. Maybe you're gonna be a personal brand here. Aram marketing, Aram lawyer in TikTok with 1 million followers, or in YouTube or somewhere else. So another one funnel gonna be CEO. Yeah, we're gonna be top one in Google in US, in Dubai, in whatever, and that what gonna give us customers. And then let's say we're gonna have paid ads. Yeah, we're gonna work with performance marketing, and we're gonna invest 100K in performance marketing that will give us new customers. And while focusing on these different models in go-to-market strategy, one should be like a main focus. You should understand that acquisition costs are going to be different in these different channels. Yeah, while you are on pre-revenue or just with one client, you are not really responsible on having clear numbers of acquisition cost or lifetime value in these different channels. But you can predict, you can calculate, you can check benchmarks from your competitors. You can, Google maybe, I don't know. You can do something and give some oriented numbers. Yeah, if you're gonna give them, that would be great.
But just to clarify, Emil, thanks for a really useful comment. So since we are like a pre-seed seed, so basically we are still experimenting. We don't have a ready product to go to sell it. So should we put it there so the investors would know how we are planning to do that? Because eventually it's not going to be the case. So you never know which outreach method is going to work, or which channel of marketing or a sales method is going to work. So I'm just worried whether we should kind of draw things up, or just assume that those are going to work and put those on slides, or the investors like that, so we should do that. So what's your approach? Especially for our stage, we are doing experimentation, so we don't have a ready product. We should experiment both with channels, both with sales kind of strategy. And there is a dissonance. So basically, we are inventing things up to put on the slides. So my kind of question is whether this is something investors really require, or we can kind of say that we are still experimenting. We just need, I don't know, resources to full scale experiment and find product market fit. Because like anything we put there is just going to be a guess, basically an invented thing, which we still need to test.
Yeah, that's a clear point. So if you're going to go back to the definition of pre-seed startup, and first of all, investable pre-seed startup, you're going to find out, at least this is market reality, yeah, that's investors, smart money, accelerators with follow-on investments, or anyone who gives you money not on idea stage, they invest on working channels, You can prove that some channels working. We have tested content marketing. I've took my iPhone and made 100 TikToks. I have 15 million views, and 3 clients came from the TikTok, and we're gonna scale it because it's already working. We have to invest in this channel. We understand the calculation, we understand the numbers, and we're gonna just scale it. This is the answer on the request. I mean, the answer on this request is gonna be yes. If you're gonna request, all right, guys, we understand there are 500 hypotheses. Where can we catch our client? But we know nothing how they're gonna work. If they're gonna work, we have to test everyone, and then something gonna work. This request probably will be with the answer no, because there is no nowadays, at least. A couple years ago, yeah, it could work, but nowadays there is no investments in hypotheses. There are investments in results. So you're stating that you already have one pilot. That means you find somewhere this pilot, which means you can try even without investments to find two more. Yeah, is it possible? Should be possible. Find these two more with cold outreach, maybe in LinkedIn, or you can just go to some event, local, even not in US. You can go to Yerevan, local event of lawyers, and onboard them. It's not really important stuff.
Sure.
Yeah, it is important
Yeah, I
stuff.
understand. Yeah, I understand.
But
So, but my question is whether this is the case with the VCs or only with angels, or both of them are going to be here, because some VCs are fine with pivoting. So in case you're going to do a pivot, then, or they are assuming that you can do a pivot. So what's the word of putting invented stuff where you basically don't know the answer?
I don't know about your local VCs. Maybe they are focused on pre-seed stage startups, but most of VCs, huge private money, they're not really interested in pre-seeds. Even in early seeds, there is like it's a rare case. The most the most case is angel money, smart money, quick one, safe one. So you have an agreement, tomorrow you have money in your bank account. This is the most case. So this case, I invest in working results. VCs as well, they are investing in the results on the later stage, because on the very early stage, your first result could not be scaled. Yeah, if you're gonna listen some YC podcasts with Michael Seibel, he's gonna talk only, yo guys, do stuff that is not scalable. Yeah, because this is where no one comes, and you can have first results here, then first results here, then defocus, gain some results, and then you're gonna have some cash amount that could let you scale. Yeah, and do stuff that is scalable. But the reality nowadays, at least in Europe, in Eastern Europe as well, yeah, in Armenia, I think the same, that smart money are investing in some channels that are already have some signals that they're gonna work, at least some signals. Yeah, what is signal? We have invested $100 and we get 15 users that are in our waiting list, and we need, let's say, 25K to improve our tech, and 15K to make some legal work, yeah, to set up an entity, to set up an accountment, to set up something else, yeah, bank account, etc., etc. And that's why we are raising 50K, because we have already 15 guys who are ready to buy our product, and they're gonna pay us 1.5K a month. Yeah, this is like a channel that is working. And then you're gonna work with these guys. You're gonna have some cash on your bank account. Then you're gonna have another investor. He's gonna go to your cap table. He's gonna invest more. Your valuation gonna be higher. The first investor gonna reach some cash, and then that's like a stairs. Yeah, another stair, another stair, another stair, and everyone who is on the bottom, he wins. That's how smart money working nowadays, at least. And when you're saying like, so we have a lot of hypotheses, we're gonna test everything, and probably something gonna work, maybe something not gonna work. This is not really clear statement. That looks like you are at the very beginning, like an idea stage, and this is not really cool. Yeah, just would be great if you're gonna find out at least a couple channels that you can predict, that you can calculate, that you can scale with money. Yeah, you can take some money, put it in these channels, and this is going to give you clients. Yeah, maybe some money in entity, in legal, maybe some money in your team, maybe some money in marketing, but not in marketing, I mean in tech. And most of this in marketing just to scale these channels. This is how it works nowadays. So yeah,
Got you.
put
Okay.
some
Yeah. Thank you.
that you can prove, even if you haven't tried. There is a phrase like "fake it till we make it." At least, yeah. So there are paid channels, LinkedIn. We can buy some tools. We can hire a couple of salespersons. They're gonna go to LinkedIn and they're gonna give us clients. That's why we need 1,500K.
Got you.
All right, pretty much about go-to-market. Traction. Yeah, we already have a couple sentences about the traction. You've said you have a pilot, but how much money this pilot brought to you? How long have you onboarded this client? Where have you found him? How huge he is? Is it individual pilot? Is it corporate? Is it enterprise? You're stating like different channels, but you're not specifying the pilots. This is important stuff. So if you're saying about the pilot, bring everything on the table. Yeah, this is your main joker in your in your cards. Yeah, bring a bit more information about your first deal, and would be great if this deal could be scaled. Yeah, would be great. I'm not sure what kind of pilot you have. Maybe it's just your warm network. Maybe not. It would be great if it's possible to scale these pilots, and this what gives you like some extra points while asking investments. Yeah. And the roadmap. If you're gonna open the roadmap, you can see that your roadmap is not specific as well. We will raise some fundings. We'll have 10 customers, which customers individuals. So we're gonna have in January 2024 1K MRR, or it's going to be corporate, or it's going to be enterprise. How you're going to get them? Your go-to-market strategy haven't been stated. Not really there is no information about how much money you're going to raise. There is no request on the money in general. That means you haven't stated your valuation. You haven't proved your valuation. You haven't stated which kind of entity do you have. Let's say it's Delaware or it's local in Armenia. If it's local in Armenia, you're cutting off 95% of your funnel in US. Yeah, if you have customers in US, and if you're raising in US. So if it's Delaware, you can just say like, yo guys, we're raising 1 million for the runway in 18 months. Yeah, we're gonna have 18-month runway. We're gonna reach some business metrics. We're gonna have why we raising 1 million? Let's say 1 billion. Yeah, I don't know how much you're raising, but let's say 1 million. If we're gonna have 1 million, that will lead us to 100,000 monthly revenue. Yeah, recurrent revenue, MRR, and that gonna gives us in 18 months. Yeah, if we're talking about a runway of 18 months. That will give us 1,000 paying customers, and we're gonna have 15 enterprise and 50 corporate clients. This is about results, business results. Raise funding is not about business results. It's about some process and not even specific process. 10 customers is not about results. It's like 2 words. Bring here your business results. What MRR you're gonna reach, what valuation you're gonna reach, how much customers you're gonna have, how much you can, how much acquisition cost you can reach, how long and how huge lifetime value will be. Let's say nowadays our lifetime value is 1,000, but when we're gonna raise fundings, we're gonna add some more features, maybe, or we're gonna have bigger clients. We're gonna have I don't know, better customer support, and that will increase our lifetime value. Yeah, now we have 100K or 1,000, and it's gonna be increased to 2K. Yeah, and acquisition cost is gonna be lower because we're gonna test more funnels. Now we have only 2 or 3 working funnels that we're gaining our customers from. But then we're going to have 5, we're going to have 10, and the acquisition cost is going to be low. This is what should be stated here. Your business results.
Just one question regarding lifetime value. Since like you're a startup which kind of started operating like a month ago, so how you can calculate basically the lifetime value with some sort of precision, since you don't know what is the churn. Basically, you haven't operated even a year to understand the customer lifetime value. Should it be a monthly lifetime value? Or should you skip it if you are like a really seed stage? So let's say you haven't even kind of operated for a year as a product.
Yeah, I'll send you a couple different frameworks. How can you predict your lifetime value on the pre-seed stage, on the pre-revenue stage when you have no customers? You still can predict it with different methods. Yeah, I'll just send you the link, and you can Google. There are like several frameworks. You can use a couple of them, then just combine them and get the result. You should not really be. You should not really state clear numbers that is proven and stable. Yeah, that's clear. You are pre-seed guys, and you like talking with some ranges. Yeah, our range of LTV gonna be from 1K to 2K. It depends on different things, and the acquisition cost is gonna be like from $5 to 150, and it depends on different thing. Who will we onboard in our marketing team? Now we're working with a student who are just making Instagram stories, yeah, for us. But then we can hire the guy from Coca-Cola, and he's gonna make it different, yeah. There are different things, and it could be not really stable. Yeah, and then just ask money. Yeah, you're pitching for some aim. What is the aim of the pitch? To convert your listener, your audience to the next meetings. Yeah, they're not gonna put their money in your pocket right after they're gonna listen to the pitch. But what they can do is setting up the call. Your CTA, your call to action should be, your guys, why you haven't booked a meeting with me already? I'm sitting here for 3 minutes, you haven't booked. Go. This is our QR code. Right here, right now, I have 5 slots for next week. Then it's gonna be too late. Book before it's too late. We are raising 1 billion with safe. So if you have 25K, we're ready to take your 25K now. If you have 100K, we're ready to take your 100K. You're gonna have this kind of discount. You're gonna have this, and you have to make them do some action. Yeah. So don't forget, if you're gonna state some valuation, let's say we're raising 1 million now, with some equity, which is not really good, you should be ready to prove your valuation. Yeah, let's say we are raising 100K and giving 10% of equity. That means you evaluate yourself as a $1 million company. That means you have to prove it. So when you have one customer, that's not really possible, to be honest. Yeah, maybe you have some IP, but it's a huge, deeply debate. Yeah, so it's way better to get your investments in safe. Yeah, that gives some discount. Yeah, you have some valuation, but it's not really strict. Yeah, it's going up and down. You can negotiate. Yeah, you're not giving strict offer. Yeah, it's all about negotiation. So your main idea is to call investor to the next meeting. You have to focus on this aim during the whole pitch. Before you came on stage, and till the last word, you should focus on getting these guys in your calendar. Yeah, setting up the meeting. So everything should be stated just to reach this aim. If investors want to hear about market, I'm going to talk about the market. If investors want to hear about our IP, we're going to talk about IP. And you can collect this data from real investors, because every startup is unique. And for some AI legal stuff in US with not really huge market and not really specific with the growth rate, the requests from real investors could be a bit different, not like for the average guys. Yeah, and if you're gonna feel they are more interested in our go-to-market strategy, because this is our weak point, that means you have to talk more about go-to-market strategy. if you feel that they are not really interested in our product, yeah, we're just saying we have AI that brings solution for the huge problem in the market. I just give them this and that's it. So feel free to be flexible, yeah, and focus just on converting these guys to your meetings. That will bring you results.
That's really helpful.
Yeah, I hope you're gonna find out how to get these investors on your board, and you're gonna have a lot of customers. And I hope in a couple of years I'm gonna read Crunchbase news, and I'm gonna see Contracta.AI became a $1 billion valuation company. And I'm gonna be like, yo, guys, you made it.
Thanks for nice wishes. Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. Do you have any questions? Because my notes are expired.
No, this was really helpful. Thank you very much. I took some notes and I definitely going to change the slides to kind of incorporate the feedback you provided. So thank you very much for your time and for your critique. So yeah, I said we are always open and we will definitely incorporate all your feedback. Yeah, and thanks for like Epic for organizing this. I really like it.
Yeah, thanks you for being brave enough to pitch here, because it seems like not really a huge queue. Yeah. Another one thing that I want to mention is that you have a great speech skill, and you have to bring more emotions on the table. So let's say you have a demo day with 10 investors, 10 startups in a queue, and you like number 6, and you have 5 before you and 4 after you. And then you have a networking party with investors drinking some beers, and you know what? They will forget everything about your pitch, and they're gonna just, all right, I remember this and this and this. So 2-3 things um, they're gonna remember. Yeah, 3 things, maybe 4. So what is recognizable after their pitch? Intro, outro, and 3 main emotions that you've done in the pitch. So it could be managed by you. If you want to bring huge emotion on market, you can just change your tempo, change your timbre, change your voice level. You can bring some pauses and talk slowly. You can talk faster, and you can just play with your emotions, and that will bring their attention. Yeah. So when you just giving a flow, like you're just talking in general, yeah, like you're talking every time, it's became boring. Yeah, it's becoming boring. And when you're changing the flow, that brings attention. When they bring attention, they remember it. And then on a network party, you are associated with this emotion. So when they see you, they remember, all right, I remember this point because he changed it here, yeah, and he brought my attention here. This and this looks like you have to focus on your market because you said it's growing 3 times in 5 years. Looks like you have to focus on your solution, even due the fact it's quick, and the team. To my mind, maybe you will think it should be like different, but yeah, you can just add some game in your pitch, and that will bring you a couple extra points on networking events, on associating yourself with your pitch, because sometimes we have an event and we just roasting 3 startups in a row. Event is done, and I forgot about the pitch, about the guy, about the startup, and then in 1 week we upload in, or maybe in a couple of days we upload in the recording because we have a recording, yeah. And you're gonna have this recording as well. By the way, you can just put every note in your bucket, and you're gonna have this recording. And I'm uploading, and I'm already I have no idea who we have roasted a couple of days ago because the flow is so quick. We have like 100 startups a month in our funnel, even more. And yeah, you have to stand out, and to stand out, emotions will bring you some difference some difference, yeah, between you and the average guy. You have to be different.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that was my last point. Now, thanks everyone who have watched us on YouTube, on I don't know where. Maybe Aram sent you it in DMs, or Aren, or someone else. Thank you guys for being with us for 1 hour. I hope audience got something interesting and valuable. I hope Aram and Aren and Contracta team got something valuable. And see you soon. Yeah, guys. See you soon.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.